Good morning, students. Welcome back to the next session of Artificial Intelligence. Well, today in this session, we will be discussing on the concept of fuzzy logic. As in the previous class, we have already discussed regarding Bayesian networks and also we have discussed the inference in Bayesian networks. So today we are going to see the how a fuzzy logic has to be. What is fuzzy logic, what is fuzzy refers to, and how this fuzzy logic is going to be performed. So before actually going to this fuzzy logic, so I'll be taking you one example here so that you can get to know that how this fuzzy logic is going to be get performed. See, for example, there are case scenarios I'm taking. The example is like if a person is driving a car. Okay, a person is driving a car. In another way, I can say that what will be the next opposite of this? The person is not driving a car. So there are two conditions here. You can call to be as Boolean condition, where the condition is either true or either false. So here I am going to take either true, or here I am going to take either false. Okay, there is no other condition. The person is driving a car or else a person is not driving a car. So such type here will consider to be as a Boolean conditions. So this is how a Boolean condition. But this is something which have only two values. Like true or false, either you can say that is 0 or 1. Okay, but in some scenarios where you can where suppose I'll take one example here. Person is driving car very fastly. Okay, person is driving a car fastly. Okay, or sometimes you can take slowly, sometimes you can take very fastly. Okay, sometimes you can say very slowly. So like that kind of statements, in this kind of statements, it is difficult that you cannot say either it is 0 or you cannot say either it is 1. Okay, because something here, person is driving a car, but if I want to differentiate all of these statements, so here there is no particular thing by which I can differentiate them. Okay, so there is no specific, there is no particular quantifier which quantifies that how much the person is driving fastly. I have just represented an unclear picture. Fastly it can be less, it can be greater than 100, it can be greater than 150, it can be greater than 80 kilometers per hour. So that is you can say fastly, very fastly. Now very fastly, if it comes, I cannot here there is no, there is no specific word by which it has been described that at what particular speed, exact speed has not yet been mentioned here. It is just mentioned that the person is driving fastly, slowly, very fastly or very slowly. So such kind of things where the data is not precise. Okay, here there is it is not precise, it's not clear that what particular what exact speed is that by which a person is driving a car. Okay, here in this above two statement, it is very much clear either the person is driving a car, either or the person is not driving a car. So there are two options here. But if you come in this kind of example, the data is not complete one, it is not precise, it is not at all clear at what speed you can consider that it is driving a car very fastly, or at what speed it considers as a driving a car fastly or slowly or very slowly, or you can say in an average speed. So all of this you cannot differentiate with a particular value. So such kind of things where the data is not at all clear, where the data is, it's not precise. So at the time what you have to prefer is you need to you need to, so such kind of representation, such kind of knowledge representations where the data will not be clear at the time, you have to use one concept, and that concept what we are discussing right now is that only about fuzzy logic. So that's why I said you fuzzy refers to anything, any data which is not at all clear, which is distinct, okay, which is not distinct, that means I cannot differentiate between very fastly or fastly. There is no specific value by which I can differentiate between fastly or very fastly, or else I can differentiate between slowly or very slowly. So there is no specific value by which I can distinct them. And also the information is not at all precise. It means you can say it is blurred. So this information is blurred. So that is why for such kind of terms where the information is not at all clear, where the information is not at all precise, I mean the information is blurred, where you cannot exactly get the particular information, for such kind of information or such kind of mechanism is termed to be as fuzzy. So now this fuzzy here we are using in fuzzy logic. So what is this fuzzy logic? So it is one kind of knowledge representation. What is fuzzy logic? It's just one kind of knowledge representation. So we have seen previously also what are different knowledge representations. So here fuzzy logic is also as one of the way of knowledge representation. I mean how you are representing the knowledge. It is used only if the data is not precise, I mean if the data is not at all clear. So at that time this fuzzy logic will be used. Okay. That means in real life also, that's why I said you just now that I have given one real time example. That means a problem or a statement, you cannot differentiate between true or false. Now if you see the 4 statements, I mean a person is driving a car fastly, or a person is driving a car slowly, or very fastly, or very slowly. Can I say that it is true or false? You can't say it is true or false, because there is no specific value here, it has been prescribed over there. So for that purpose, what is the thing here is that in such cases where the statements either it's not true nor it is false, so at that time you have to adopt a method of fuzzy logic. So at that time what happens, simply the concept will provide many values. Okay, so you can provide many values between true or false and give the flexibility to find the best solution in that problem. So how can you find this? You know, not driving a car, okay, it means it's a value 0. Driving a car is the value is 1. Now I can say, if I want to quantify this value, I can quantify in this way. How can I quantify this value? I mean, what can I take? I can take something like, I can take 0.25, 0.5 and 0.75 and 1 and 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set 5 values I have taken in a set. What this 0 indicates? This 0 indicates that the person is not driving a car. That means that car is in idle state, or the person is not driving a car. 0.25, what you can say? You can say that the person is driving car very slowly. What you can say? 0.25 means the person is driving a car very slowly. Now if I say 0.5, you can say that the person is driving car slowly. But if the value is 0.75, then you can say that the person is driving a car fastly. And if it is 1, I mean the person is driving a car very fastly. So in that sense you are quantifying the scenarios in terms of values. And remember, such kind of information where the values are not at all clear, you have to take in between zeros and ones only. Okay, that means all the values, fuzzy set values, what this is called as fuzzy set. This is your fuzzy set which contains some values, and remember all these values represent one condition, represent one scenario. 0 represents not driving a car, 0.25 represents I mean what just now I said you. So all of this will come under fuzzy set. Okay, so in that sense, what you can say that you are taking the values, you are quantifying the values. So this is, you can term them as fuzzy set. What is this is called as fuzzy set. So that's why it gives us the flexibility. So we are, I mean like now flexibility in the sense like I have defined the value, so I have given my own values here. How to take the values? We have to take the values based on the problem. The purpose of taking the own value is to find the best solution. Okay, what best suited for our given problem. Based on that only we need to take the fuzzy set values. So that is the advantage of having this context. Now that's why the person who has invented this fuzzy logic is Lotfi Zadeh. What is observed that unlike computers, computers will give crisp information. Crisp information means it will give you either yes or it will give you either no information. I mean if a particular thing is yes, either if the particular condition is no. Okay, Boolean values are crisp values. But human will not think in that way. Human have different range of possibilities. Apart from yes or no, human will think in a different way. Human will think like a fuzzy logic. Okay, how this fuzzy logic exactly our human brain works in that way. How means that means, for example, like as I said, computers will say either yes or no. But human being doesn't says only yes or no. It will depends on the situation. So sometimes the particular thing can say certainly yes, or you can say possibly yes, or you cannot say something sometimes, so you cannot say also, sometimes possibly no or certainly no. Okay, so all this conditions will be taken by human beings. Human will think in that way. The decision making capability of human will be in this aspect, not on the aspect of crisp data. So that means human being or human decision making capability is based on fuzzy sets. What is this? They are based on fuzzy set because they have different types of possibilities they will consider. So all of these possibilities will be considered while designing a solution for the given problem. So that is what a very important thing. That's why we need to learn the fuzzy set here. Now where these fuzzy sets are actually being implemented in real life. So if you say the implementation part of the fuzzy set, it can be implemented in various, it can be implemented in various domains, such as you can use in microcontrollers, small microcontrollers to large microcontrollers, in what you can workstations. So also it can be implemented in hardware, software, or any of those combinations. That means it's not something that we as a human are only thinking. Now because of this fuzzy logic, we make the machines to perform in that aspects, not only just like to give either yes or no. Okay, like our you can home appliances also, you can say AC, you can say air conditioner, you can say washing machine. All of this depends on fuzzy logic. Because of that there are various options. Okay, it's not something AC is showing to on or off. Even if the AC is on, you can set the levels of the AC. I mean like you can decrease the temperature, you can increase the temperature. How you can do? With the help of this fuzzy logic only. If this fuzzy logic will not be implemented, what happens? The machine will either works as if the machine is working, or else the machine is not working. In that two cases only it will happen. I mean, if suppose if AC will not, I mean air conditioner doesn't exhibit fuzzy logic, what happens? If you on the AC or off the AC. If on the AC means constant temperature will be there. Okay, one static temperature, and it won't be changed. But that's not the case, right? You have to adjust the temperature accordingly based on the weather. So that is how one example here. So because of this fuzzy logic only, what we are controlling machines. That's very important point. What is the main role of fuzzy logic is? We are controlling the machines, also any of the consumer products. Okay, And also, and it may not give accurate reasoning. Okay, you will not get exact value, but you will get acceptable reasoning, or you will get acceptable reasoning. For example, like for this I will give an example again, this only, like fastly, it doesn't mean that I am taking 0.25 means it's fastly only, fastly means very slowly means if I am taking 0.25 very slowly means it doesn't mean that exactly very slowly refers to 0.25. Okay, it's not accurate, but I can justify that there are some levels by which I am managing that levels into fuzzy sets, a group of fuzzy set values. So that is the important thing here. What is that? The values are to be in accepting state. Okay, it's not compulsory that it has to be accurate. That is the main important point that has to be noted in fuzzy logic. As well as in fuzzy logic, what happens? It will always deal in uncertainty. Okay, because the data is not certain. The example just now I said you, is it certain data? Is it precise? Is it clear information? No, not exactly. Okay, it will just give you unprecise information where I have to just quantify them in some values for that. So that is what we need to know here. Now there is one example, like logic generally. Instead of fuzzy logic, if I use the traditional representation of logic, where usually traditionally the computer will execute in two cases, either the speed is 0 or speed is 1. 1 means it is going with one speed only. So that means you can say there are two cases, the slow or fast. Slow in the sense the speed is 0 and fast indicates speed is 1, because it obeys Boolean logic. Boolean logic will just have zeros or ones. This is of traditional way of representation of logic. Okay, if speed is 0 means the car is that means like what happens, the car is not in a state where the car is in moving state. Okay, that means you can say that the car is in idle state. If the speed is 1 is equal to 1 means the car is in the moving state. Okay, some speed is there, but we haven't quantified these speeds. We just says that either the car is moving or the car is not moving. The same example just now, I mean the car is in moving state, the first case. Person is driving a car means the car is moving, either the person is not driving a car, that means the car is not moving. So if the speed is 0 means the car is in moving state. Okay, and speed is equals to 1, speed is equals to 0 means the car is in idle state. The car is in idle state, and speed is equal to 1 means the car is in moving state. That means the car is in moving state, because speed is equals to 1 means there is some speed here, but we haven't specified. So this is how traditionally it has been represented. So for that this was the traditional way of representation. So that's why if you are taking speed, I am using Boolean here. Okay, that's why for Boolean I am using bool here. So in order to get the speed, I will just get what, there are two cases. What is that? If the speed is 0, the speed is slow. What it means that the speed is slow. Okay, and else means speed is equal to 1 means speed is fast. That's it only. But do we think this kind of representation really matters in real life? Not at all. In real life this will be the case? Not at all. Do we have a fixed speed? No, not at all. So every time the speed changes. So in order to go practically, this kind of representation is not at all achievable. Okay, that's why there is a drawback. So here the next comes to our fuzzy logic representation, which try to overcome the problem which has been facing by this way of representation. So what is that? For every problem we have a fuzzy set. Just now I have said you an example here, that how we have finding out the value 0, 0.25, 0. These are what the values which I have given in the fuzzy set. So similarly here also we have created a standard here. What is that? I said you that the fuzzy set value will be in between 0 and 1. Okay, all the values, fuzzy set value will be in 0 and 1. So if it is 0.0 to 0.25, it is in the slowest state. Okay, the speed is very slowest. Okay, and if it is 0.25 to 0.50, it is slow. It's not slowest, but it is slow. And if it is more than 0.5, that is 0.50 to 0.75, then it comes under fast. The speed is fast. But if I go for fastest state, then 0.75 to 1.00. So now there is some clarity now here, that if I say the speed is fast, I should know that speed is fast is in this level. If I say if the speed is slowest, it means it is in the level 0.2 to 0.25. Okay, that means, for example, like if your vehicle have the maximum speed is up to 0 to 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, means, and for example, if you maintain a speed from 0 to 25 kilometers per hour, that means you are slowest. And if you maintain a speed of 25 to 50 kilometer per hour, that means you are slow. And if you maintain a speed between 50 to 75, that means you are fast. And if you maintain a speed between 75 to 100, that means you are fastest. So based on the value, what is that value? The range it accepts is 0 to 100. So this 0 to 100 will be indulged into fuzzy set of 0, 1, and based on this ranges, the values will be categorized. And you can say that if a vehicle is moving in between 0 to 25, then you can say that it is going with the slowest speed. Similarly, for all the speeds you can mention the terms. So what are these actually? These are called as fuzzy sets. What are these called as? Fuzzy sets. That's an important part here. So that's why I said you, I mean, like if you want to take slowest, slow, fast, fastest. So these are what? Here you are giving what? Some values here. Okay, some standards you are giving here. So same thing I am taking here, that if the speed is greater than or equal to 0.0 and speed is less than 0.25, that means even if the speed is 24.9, it comes under slowest. But if the speed is 25.0, it comes under slow. And similarly, if a speed is, what is that? If the speed is like 49.9, according to the previous example, okay, it comes under slow. And what happens if it is coming as 50.0, then it comes under fast. So on like that, it will be in that only one. If you go with this case, from 75 to 1.0, 1.0 means if I am taking 100 kilometers per hour accordingly to the previous example. So what happens? From 75 kilometer to 100 kilometer, what happens? You are getting fastest speed. Okay. So because of that, what happens? In this way, the fuzzy logic representations can be taken here. Now the fuzzy set, just now I given you an example also. What is this fuzzy set actually? So the fuzzy set here is that, fuzzy set is, what is that fuzzy set? Fuzzy set something like I have just given an example here, right? So something, the values in between zeros and ones will come. What are the values which are representing that? All are the values represents for a fuzzy set. So that's why you can say that. So this is, which is a generalization of classical theory set. Classical theory set means crisp set. What is this crisp set? Zeros or ones. Okay. Okay. So this is generalized way. This is what? Generalized way. But if you go a specific way, so you can have a value between zeros and ones, and that has been introduced, that's now I said you, in the year 1965 by Zadeh. And what you would remember is that always, this is very important point, that fuzzy set is always a value which will be exist between zeros and ones, which exists between zeros and ones. And fuzzy set always represented by a tilde character. What it can be represented, that means if I want to take A as a fuzzy set, and if I take tilde symbol here, now this becomes as a fuzzy set A. Okay, so this tilde character has to be taken. And in the fuzzy set, what happens? Partial membership also exists. Okay, I'll be explaining you what is this membership function or membership values. So membership, partial membership will exist. So this theory is an extension, again same thing, classical set theory. Classical set theory means crisp set. Now what happens is that fuzzy set, if I want to represent mathematically, what is that? It's a pair of U and M. What this U indicates? What this U indicates? U indicates that universe of discourse, means you are representing with U, you are representing with capital X, okay, or else you are representing with omega. So all of this you can represent here. So it's a collection of fuzzy set with M. What this M represents? For membership function. Okay, so before going to this, first you need to know what is this membership function. Okay, so membership function, see here, this is the value from 0 to 1, 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 and 1. In order to get the value, I am using a membership function which can be represented by mu. What is this? I am taking mu, and A is what? For example, fuzzy set. So this membership function will give you that what are the values. So it provides all the values which are represented in fuzzy set. Okay, collection of all the values. So here I am taking this 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, all these values are being represented by membership function, and each value is called as membership value. So for example, 0.25 is there, so it is membership value. What is this? Membership value. So that's why here, if I want to represent here, that's why the membership functions is a function which map particular value with one thing. So here 0.25 I have taken for what? What I have taken for? Very slowly I have taken. Okay, 0.25 I have taken for very slowly. 0.5 I have taken for till 0.5 I have taken for what? Slowly. Then up to 0.75 I have taken for fastly. So, and again 1 I have taken for very fastly. So in that sense I have taken the values here. That means from 0.75 to 1 I have taken as very fastly till 1. So assigning the things to a particular value is membership function here. So this function will assign, function in the sense will map the values, membership values with a particular situation. Something like I have taken 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, right? So all are these are what? Membership values. What are this? Membership values. And group of membership values forms what? Fuzzy set. What is this? Fuzzy set forms as group of membership values forms as fuzzy set. So that's why if you refer here carefully, what happens is that, as I said, universe of discourse. Universe of discourse means here, for example, if you are taking 2-3 examples, okay, I mean if you are taking 2-3 fuzzy sets, and if I want to give some values, so I can give the values with the help of universe of discourse, which represents universally all of the values. With the help of whom? This membership function. Okay, and membership function of this x. Okay, membership function of x means it represents all the values. It represents all the such that x belongs to this capital X. Okay, this X are what actually? The membership values. What are these? Membership values such as X1, X2, X3, so on, something like that. So all of these are membership values. Just now I have taken in between zeros and ones. Okay, in between zeros and ones, whatever the values I am taking, all are called membership values that will be taken in this function, and this values belongs to this X. What is this X now? Universe of discourse. That's why universe of discourse U can be denoted by X also by omega. So in that way the membership function, in that way the fuzzy set A will be provided in this manner. So this is how something mathematically we are providing here. Okay. Now if you go with the operations of on fuzzy set, what happens is that, for example, there are two fuzzy sets, the fuzzy set A and the fuzzy set B. Okay. Now in order to take the fuzzy set values, I should take membership function. That's why I have taken mu of A of X and mu of B of X. So this is how the membership of X, membership function of fuzzy set A and membership function of fuzzy set B. Now there are some operations which I can perform on fuzzy sets. The first operation you can say is union operation. What is this union operation? See, union operation means you know A union B. So A is for fuzzy set, B is also fuzzy set. So if I want to perform union operation, that is mu of A union B. How actually this union will perform? Union will perform in between the two fuzzy sets with their values. What is that? I have to take the maximum values among two values. What I have to take? Maximum values among two values. Okay. For example, I am taking fuzzy set A. Okay, this is my fuzzy set A, and X1, X2, X3 or X4. What is this X1, X2, X3, 4 contains? Membership values. Okay, what are this? Membership values, or degrees of membership also you can call them. What you can call as degrees of membership. So now membership values here, like I said you that memberships values are, I mean in the fuzzy set the values will be in between zeros and ones. It means like 0 will also be there, 1 also be there, and in between zeros and ones any of the values will be there. So all fractional values you can take here. So here some values is, for example, for x1 the value is 0.6, for x2 the value is 0.2, for x3 the value is 1, for x4 the value is 0.4. So this is my fuzzy set A. Similarly for fuzzy set B also I have what? 4, what is that? 4 membership values. What is that? x1, x2, x3, x4. So here for x1 it is getting 0.1, for x2 it is getting 0.8, for x3 it is 0, and for x4 it is 0.9. So up to now it's cleared. So here I have taken membership function, here I have taken fuzzy set A and here I have taken fuzzy set B, and for both the fuzzy sets I have taken some values here. What is the union operation? Union operation will take the maximum values between two values. Now for x1, what is the maximum value? 0.6 is there and 0.1 is there. Which is the maximum value? 0.6. So in A union B I have taken 0.6. Similarly in x2 we have 0.2 and 0.8. Which is the maximum value? 0.8. So I have taken 0.8 here. And in x3 in between 1 and 0, which is the maximum value? 1 is there, so I have taken 1 here. And for x4 0.4 and 0.9 is there, so which is the maximum value? 0.9, so I have taken 0.9. Okay, so now what I have did is I performed union operation. How this union operation will perform? By taking the maximum values among two different sets. Okay, among two different fuzzy sets. So here I have taken the values here, which will tell you that 0.6 or 0.8 or 1 and 0.9 are the maximum values for the membership values x1, x2, x3 and x4. Okay. So in that sense, union operations will be performed on the two different fuzzy sets. Now next is about intersection operation. So this, if you go with intersection operation, what you, it will perform the minimum operation, actually minimum. What is that? Previously we have taken that finding the maximum values among two values. Here in intersection, finding the minimum values among two different fuzzy sets. Okay, so same thing here, we have a fuzzy set A where x1, x2, x3, x4 are the membership values, for which the values contain 0.3, 0.75, 0.5 or 0.1. Okay, and if you want to represent in degrees of membership, I said membership values are degrees of membership. So if I want to call them in degrees of membership, means it contains a value at x1 with a degree 3, okay, with a degree 3, and with a degree 7, with a degree 5, with a degree 1. Okay, so in that sense you can provide the values. Similarly, for fuzzy set B, again for the membership values x1, x2, x3, x4, I contain some values which is 0.8, 0.2, 0.4 and 0.9. Now what is this intersection is? To find the minimum values among two values. So I am finding out the minimum value here. So you know the minimum for x1 is 0.3, and for x2 it's 0.2 I have taken, and for x3 it is 0.4, and for x4 if you compare 0.1 and 0.9 you will find 0.1 as a minimum value. So here it is about intersection operation, which takes a minimum value among the two different fuzzy sets. Similarly, we have a complement operation also. So this complement operation will behaves in a way, for example, like A is a fuzzy set, okay, and this is membership function of the fuzzy set A. Now if I want to perform complement operation, how I have to perform? I have to simply subtract the existing original fuzzy set, you have to subtract with 1 minus mu of A of x. So if you go with an example, you will get a clarity here. For example, this is my fuzzy set A, which have some membership values x1, x2, x3 and x4, where are the values of x1 is 0.3, 0.8, 0.5 and 0.1. So in that, simply how I should get this complement, the complement of the fuzzy set x1, how you will get 0.7? Simply 1 minus 0.3 you will get as 0.7. Similarly here also 1.0.8 you will get as 0.2, 1 minus 0.5 you will get as 0.5, and 1 minus 0.1 you will get as 0.9. So this is my complement operation for the given fuzzy set A. So in this way, what we have did is we have performed complement operation, as well as we have seen the last two operation, which is intersection and union operations. So this is regarding the fuzzy set operations. So at last, if I want to revise this today's session, is what we have discussed normally is that in real time many scenarios are there which cannot be prescribed either in yes or no. Okay, so you have to include more possibilities where that will not say either yes or no. In that case, there is some need to, there is a mechanism should be there in order to quantify such things. So that quantification of such possibilities will be done by fuzzy logic implementation. So that's why you will be using this fuzzy logic implementation in various domains. I mean, it will be used in machines, it will be used in, I mean, day to day machines are day to day products. Okay, so I also have given you that how this traditionally logic has been represented, what's the drawback in it, and if you go with fuzzy logic, you will be have a flexibility that you can still represent the combination possibilities in terms of different values, and that all these values will be in between zeros and ones. Okay, so this is about today's session. So in the next session we will be discussing on the fuzzy logic architecture. Okay, so with this I conclude this session. Thank you.